MK.
Don't get your wig split. Checking niggas off my hit list. From the trenches where the young boys are senseless. Yeah, did two in the cell, fake friends.
But let's get right into this, Brody. So, welcome back. This is American Felon TV. I'm your host, James Pitt, and I got a good friend on, a longtime friend. We got a lot of history, a couple years, banging in the streets. He's definitely doing great things with himself in the community, organizing and trying to give back. But I can't tell his story. Only he can do that. So without further ado, before I turn it over, make sure you hit the like, follow, and subscribe, and comment so you can stay up to date on all our product releases and content. And Brody, it's on you. Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, where you from, and what you got going on.
Wow, you're ready. First off, I appreciate you, bro. You creating a platform like this, man, and just seeing your growth, seeing who you are today, and being authentic. That's what I appreciate, your authenticity. A lot of motherfuckers can't tell a story, man. A lot of niggas be scared to tell a story because they don't know who's gonna come out the woodworks and say that ain't the story. You feel me? So big shout out to you, bro. For real, for real.
Appreciate.
But yeah, man, my name is Victor Dempsey. I go by Vic. Damn, I don't even know what else to say right now. I'm a community organizer with NAACP Legal Defense Fund, the top civil rights firm in the country. Founded by Thurgood Marshall, blessed and honored to be in a space. But I think more importantly than that, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, all these things. You feel what I'm saying? Just to kind of get a little start, like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, we got hella history, we got years in it, but I am who I am today because I suffered a tragic loss. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, my brother, Daron Small, aka Fubu, as a lot of people know him, my brother was killed July 4th, 2016 by NYPD. He was murdered out there in the streets. And I think that changed everything for me. That changed my view on life. That changed how I viewed who I thought I was, you know what I'm saying? It changed how I viewed our communities, you know what I'm saying, and what we did and didn't have growing up. But I think losing my brother, that was an impetus for me to really become an organizer and tell folks, like, yo, the way y'all talk about us, that ain't it. Like, my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my brother,
Absolutely.
big homie at that, you know what I'm saying? He was also blood, same way I was blood. But my brother never carried himself as a sucker. I always hear from even females, even dudes, he was alpha male. He was this. A lot of people looked up to him. He used to be on some bullshit at times, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother got into it.
BS. I couldn't sugarcoat it.
You know what I'm saying? I would never sugarcoat it, you feel me? But what I also think a lot of people didn't realize is how smart he was. You know what I'm saying? He did things, he had a no bullshit mentality, but at the same time, like, when I lost him, man, anybody could have called me like, yo, Vic, I hate to say this, but your brother was at the club and somebody got the best of him. I could have dealt with that, to keep it a buck with you. We always heard the saying growing up, live by the sword, die by the sword, get it how you live, all that. He could have went any other way. And I think it would have been a little easier pill to swallow, so to speak. Pause. Wow, that's crazy. But
no diddy.
No diddy. But, losing my brother to police, where we're kind of taught growing up as kids, I ain't talking about teenagers, as kids, these are dudes that's supposed to protect the communities, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's
never been the case in my life, to be real with you. Even as a kid, we was taught that, but I never seen it that way. I always seen people taking care of communities was us. I grew up in a time when I turned, even before I became blood, bro, like, I was ABG first back in the city. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, you know what I'm saying? I moved around a little bit from East New York, the group homes and Flatbush, group homes, downtown Brooklyn, foster care, all that. But we grew up like the dudes in our neighborhood took care of us, whether it was the drug dealers, whether it was the gang members, whoever it was, like niggas on my block, they took care of us, not the police. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, even to this day, I was about to say this too, but for context, I tell people all the time, like, I'm never against a profession. It's not about me not being against police or with them. I've never been against a profession. Everybody got a job to do.
Absolutely.
But I'm against bad police. I'm against bad, crooked ass cops, period.
Absolutely.
I think that there's law enforcement officers or police officers that really want to do good in communities But as we see years, it's been mad people getting killed. Some that's televised, some that's not. You feel me? But I'm gonna stop there, bro. Let you do your thing and ask me whatever you need to. But that's just a
Nah,
little bit about me.
so,
I'm sure we gotta get into the
nah, it
details.
was going good. It was going good. I was gonna, come in when necessary. But you said you grew up in Brooklyn, moved around East New York. What was life like out there?
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it was cool when we was young. It was cool when I was like 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Once the little nigga started getting a little hot in his pants, wanted to do what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Shit started changing. But I ain't gonna lie, like personally, on a personal level, it was rough for me. I grew up in foster care growing up, you know what I'm saying? My biological mother passed away when I was about 5 years old.
I hear that.
It was me. I appreciate that, bro. It was me, my brother, and my sister Victoria. And we ain't have a good shot at life to begin with. You feel what I'm saying? Like once our mom died, my pops wasn't around. I'll get back to that a little bit later, but we went straight into foster care from there. It's 3 young kids, you know what I'm saying? Back then, you talking about 89, 90, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The foster care system was a hoax. That's when people was taking in kids and shout out to folks who had good foster care situations, but a lot of time it was rough, man. Like the lady that we was living with, we was abused as kids, you know what I'm saying? And my mom died when I was so young that when I did get into a household with a woman who I thought was a mother figure to me, even when I was getting beat, I thought it was normal to keep it 100 with you. You feel
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I did something wrong. I broke my toy. I used to get beat for peeing in the bed. Like,
So,
you feel
wow.
me? Like for real, for real. But I think going through that, it changed my thought process growing up. You feel me? I think I became a manipulator at a young age to keep it 100 with you, just going through that foster care experience. And what I mean by that is like, I didn't have what all the other kids on my block had, where they grew up with their parents. Summertime pop out, everybody getting their school clothes and new kicks and all that. I mean, I probably got some of that, but maybe not to my liking or not to the point to where if I went to school, I ain't get teased. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Um, but yeah, man, I think growing up in Brooklyn, it had its moments, but for me, it was outside of my house. I wasn't a bad kid. I was pretty decent. Like I was a Boy Scout as a little nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I can
I
relate. I
learned
was I
how
was a part of the Cub Scouts,
to word, bro.
Had a little
But
tie on, go to school. Yeah,
yeah, man, for real. Like I was in Troop 271. Won't forget it. And I loved it. I used to be there every Friday night. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? We had a little band. They taught me how to play the snare drum. I'm doing the drum shit and shit. Some
Mhm.
night playing dodgeball. They teaching us teamwork, doing the little merit badges and all that. So that was dope. You know what I'm saying? But it was like when you step out your home and you can get an environment that you feel safe at. And once the clock ticking and it's like we finish at 10 o'clock at night, it's shit, I gotta go back home.
Yeah.
So when I say I became a manipulator at a young age, I started lying. Like, oh nah, we actually got another day, we gotta go there. And I'm telling them like they ain't really check on me, you feel me? I be
Yeah,
telling whatever. We ain't have cell phones back then. It was
that's
fucking
a
paper.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? You can tell how old a nigga is now. But I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like being a manipulator at a young age, I think it fucked with my mental. Like I'm always instead of me doing something the way it's supposed to be done, I'm always looking for the loophole. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
I'm always looking for that way to do it my way versus the way it's
Yeah,
supposed to be done. Um,
absolutely.
and it wasn't just me being abused. My sister was abused. My brother was a little bit older than us, so he kind of got up out of there early. he hit the streets 15, like, all right, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm
Yeah.
gone. You know what I mean? I don't want to say he didn't leave us there, but he was doing him. You feel me?
Mhm.
Um, and then, from there, like thinking about Boy Scout too, that sense of belonging to a group that made me feel comfortable, made me feel safe, I think is what really shift my mentality to even wanting to be in a game. You
Yeah, I
feel
was just
me?
about to
Like,
get into, so that's probably when did you actually join the gang?
so damn, I became ABG when I was 12. That was it wasn't it was kind of like adjacent to blood back then. You feel me? ABG still for anybody get it. It was like a
Yeah.
bunch of little niggas. We popping on everybody. Anybody violate us, we wilding on you. You know what I'm saying? And that was like around 12 years old, bro. Like 12. But I used to look up to my brother. My brother was blood. He was doing his thing, and everybody respected him. All the chicks wanted to talk to him. He getting money. He doing that. So in my head, I'm like, all right, that's what I need to be. They're like, what up? And he was like, nah, you ain't doing it. So believe it or not, I became ABG in secrecy. Like my family ain't know, nobody knew. You know what I'm saying?
Just
Me and
banging
my
on the
dude
low.
banging on the low. You feel me? Like for real, for real. I went to IS 302 in East New York on Linden Boulevard, right? And it was like maybe a 15-minute walk from my crib. And you know how this shit go. Whatever district you live in, everybody going to school together. So all the dudes from my block, we used to always walk to school together. But then you got dudes who live on other blocks and they walking to school together.
Oh yeah.
Once, don't tease the wrong person. You tease the wrong person, we pop it off. Like, all right, and then we just started fighting. So back then, gang didn't mean what I think to the public is what it meant. To me, it was family. You know what I'm saying? To me, those literally was my brothers. Like I would honestly do whatever the fuck I could for them, anything.
Okay.
But I also knew that they was gonna do the same for me. I also grew up watching a lot of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So back then they had like NWA, Wolfpack, and all that. You know,
Wolfpack,
we used to run around
X
school.
Factor.
Wolfpack, don't forget, wild out. You know what I'm saying? So we used to start doing that. Like, all right, everybody, DDG, whatever the fuck it was. But I remember, bro, when I got introduced to the Bloods directly, because it wasn't from my brother. When I got introduced, I was ABG already, and it was another junior high school in Brooklyn called 292. And I remember we had a half day. Both the schools had a half day. You feel me? And on that half day, something happened at this big park called Highland Park in Brooklyn like a week ago. I wasn't there when the incident happened. I had nothing to do with it. But for the half day, it was a plan that both of the schools was gonna meet up at this baseball field and we were gonna have a rumble. Bro, I'm 12, like 12, 13, like little seventh, eighth grade.
Yeah.
Have school come out, bell ring 11:30. Everybody like, all right, bet we out. And it felt weird, like it was an eerie feeling. Like this was kind of like my first time really just going ham.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna hold you, I was scared. Hold on for a second. Let me close this blind. This damn light's killing me. But I was kind of nervous. I wasn't nervous about the fight. I was nervous about getting in trouble. Because if I get caught up, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get my ass whooped. You feel
Yeah.
me? So I'm like fake shitting bricks and stuff. But I say that to say this that like even walking, it was probably maybe the school was probably like maybe a 2 mile distance. And it's a bunch of kids. We all just walking, saying what we gonna do. And when we got over there, we start to see like 2 blocks up, we see a big ass other group of kids. And everybody just, we all looking at each other. We all still walking. Ain't no police, nothing around. You feel me? And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That shit was like a movie. We got to the intersection. We didn't even make it to the baseball field. We got to the intersection. People start shouting shit out. It's fucking ABG, nigga. It got crazy. And you just see the rush. Boom, 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 boom,
That's
boom.
it.
Everybody fighting.
Get to it.
That was it, bro. And then I remember specifically my son Jose, Spanish dude, that was ABG also. I see him fighting, and somebody was getting the best of him a little bit. And I was kind of getting jumped, but not really. Like it was just blows coming from everywhere. Like, I ain't know who the fuck. We just swinging. We ain't really fighting. We literally just swinging. You feel me?
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So when I see my boy fall, I just looked at him, and I swear to you, all my whatever fear I had that day, a flip, like something switched in me where I gotta go protect my man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went there, end up hitting a couple dudes. I don't want to say I knocked them out or nothing, but I hit them good enough to make them fall back. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, from that day forward, it was on. Like the whole way home, like the fight just stopped. Police started coming. We inside. Everybody broke up. And it wasn't crazy. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I'm talking about a whole melee that lasted maybe 8 minutes. 8 minutes is a long ass time in a
It
fight.
really is in the streets.
Like for real, for real. But it was quick. It was still quick. You feel me? But on the walk home, we were just ecstatic. We were just like, yeah, we did that. We fucked them niggas up. We got fucked up too. But everybody, we fucked these niggas up. And then I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That euphoric feeling of a sense of purpose, a sense of brotherhood, that was enough for me. I got high off of that, just that. And there was no turning back from there. But then, like a couple days later, a couple blood dudes was around. They introduced us like, yo, y'all the little niggas from that fight, right? We like, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. And then that was it. Niggas brought us home. You know, we shot the 31 with them, and it was like my brother didn't even know still. He still didn't know.
What set was that, you know, mommy accent?
That was G-Shine. That was G-Shine set back then. But I didn't even last too long with them, to be honest, because once my brother found out, because we used to hold 9/11, damn. We used to hold meetings. You got me in the zone right now.
Yeah.
We used to hold meetings at Highland Park on the tennis court. But we had, like in East New York, we had a large presence of Latin Kings too. And they used to also hold their little powwows over there around the same time. So we used to be the wall. It was Crips out there. And a lot of us, it was like a lot of Bloods, a lot of Crips, a lot of Latin Kings. And at that particular time in life, it wasn't a predominant set yet. It wasn't a strong set yet. Crips was there, but they wasn't popping. It was really the Bloods and the Latin Kings. Latin Kings was a lot closer and tighter than maybe the Bloods at the time.
Yeah.
But a lot of Bloods I knew, we were all young dudes, teenagers, maybe 20s at the oldest. The Latin Kings had generations, nigga. They had old heads, young niggas, 30s.
Yeah.
It was wild, bro. But yeah, I was G-Shine first, but I was only G-Shine for like, I want to say maybe like 6 months. No, maybe 7 months, and then my brother snatched me up. And he used to be in and out the crib, so we ain't see him all the time. He popped up and me like, yo, what the fuck you doing, little nigga? I'm like, what? What's up with you? He was like, yo, I heard you out here in these streets. You doing that, and I'm like, nah. I'm lying to him and shit like, nah. He's like, nigga, stop fucking lying. He smashed fire out of me, bro. I'm talking about open hand. You feel every finger and digit smack fire out of me. Don't be lying, nigga. If you blood, claim that shit. And I was like, what? And I was like, all right. So it was wild, bro. It was wild. But like I said, though, for me, it was still secrecy till that day. Like I was just being a bad kid, you know what I'm saying? But over the years, shit changed. But yeah, go.
So this is all the time you're still in Brooklyn.
I'm still in Brooklyn. I'm not even 15 yet.
Okay.
Like I'm a
when
little
did you
nigga.
when did you come to Rockland? What made you come to Rockland?
I took a journey getting to Rockland. So from that time, back to the abuse piece, my sister ended up running away from the lady who was abusing us, right? Mm-hmm. But she came back and got me. You know what I'm saying? She found our biological aunt in Virginia and shit, found her, told her everything that was going on. One day, I'm chilling on the block. Like me and my little niggas, we used to get money. We used to steal cars, steal dirt bikes, bring it to the chop shop on Atlantic Ave. That's how we used to make bread. That was our little hustle. Yeah. And I'm sitting on my boy porch one day. My sister knew where I used to be at. She pulled up. Victor, come in. Get in the car. I'm like, oh shit, what up? I'm thinking I'm going for a joyride. They're like, nah, nigga, we going to the precinct. I'm like, what? What's up? So then my aunt tells me, yo, Victoria told me what's going on. And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, we was really getting abused. Like, our body just scarred up, fucked up. Even when I started really fighting, the only reason I ever really, really got into fighting heavy, because I used to lie a lot, to keep it a buck with you. Like, Shorty gave me a black eye one time. The lady who was abusing us gave me a black eye, and I had to go to school. Yeah. So when I went to school with the black eye, everybody, oh, Victor got beat up. I was like, hey, fuck that. Nah, I'm not snitching about me getting abused. You know, what's going on in the house, stay in the house. But long story short, I kept telling everybody I was fighting, but nobody was really seeing me fighting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This was actually in elementary school. So by the time I got to junior high school, became ABG, this is why I was so violent, because I had all that anger in me. But now I got the black eye and nobody seen me get the black eye. Niggas was testing me and I actually got to fight now. Like, nigga, you a
Yeah.
fight or
Now
not?
you got to perform and show. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to
Mhm.
perform now. So, anyways, long story short, all that went down. But when I had got picked up from my sister, ended up moving to Virginia with my aunt. So we ended up having a whole case on the lady. Shorty went to jail, all that, you know what I'm saying? And it was weird to me because, like I said, when I first started, that was my mother figure because my mother died so young, when I was so young, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of confusing to me, but it was also freedom. Like I ain't got to worry about getting abused no more.
That's a fact.
So left New York for like a couple years, whatever. Stayed down there. I ain't like it. I still miss the homies. I still miss my lifestyle. And living in VA, I was playing football. I was treated good. I'm with family. I'm doing all this, and I ain't want it. So I ran away. That has I'll keep it 100. I was 15 when I ran away from Virginia. Came back. Took the bus. My sister was mad at me, but she helped me out, gave me some bread, hopped on the Greyhound, took that shit back to New York, nigga. Called my grandfather, like, yo, I need to play this thing. This was like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. You crazy, nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. I slept on a park bench for 2 days. Two big ass plastic bags full of clothes, slept on the park bench. And then my aunt was mad I ran away. She called ACS on me. So ACS end up, they're like, yo, turn yourself in. I go to ACS, turn myself in and shit. Then I end up in a group home. I'm gonna go through this real quick. I'm in a group home. It's cool. No, nothing crazy. Now I'm playing football again, still going to school, whatever, whatever. But now I'm still banging again. You know what I'm saying? I go to school in Coney Island. They had like it wasn't really gangs out there. They had some shit called Killer Bees. It was like a neighborhood crew or whatever. Damn, what hood was I banging then? Fuck. Shit, that's crazy. I can't remember what hood I was banging. I was banging Brim back then for a minute.
I
Fuck
ain't
my
gonna lie.
life. This is crazy.
I
Yeah,
ain't
I
gonna
was banging
lie.
Brim for a minute. Word, word. I was no bullshit, bro. I was a little blood whore, nigga. I was in like three. No, I was only in three hoods. I was G Sean first, ABG, G Sean. Then I was Brim, and then I went over to the NYBBA and became Miller Time. You know what I'm saying, Miller. But anyways, once I dipped from high school, I ended up doing robberies and shit in the group home. But now I'm in a group home. I'm not making the same money I was when I was stealing cars and shit. I wasn't doing none of that. So in the group home, we was in like a white neighborhood downtown Brooklyn. So we used to poo shicey it up. This is before poo shicey was a real thing, nigga. We used to sneak out the group home midnight and hit the streets and just catch people slipping. It was a school out there called Pratt University, and mad white kids going in college campus and shit. And we were just pulling juxes, bro, just catching them,
Catching
walking
them.
out. It was bad. I'm not even glorifying it, but I want folks to understand, like, during the time, to me, it was out of necessity.
Yeah, no
You
doubt.
feel what I'm saying? It was
Survival.
out of, yeah, it was out of a lack of having whatever I thought I needed. But anyways, we was pulling juxes, and I remember the night I got bagged, I took this homegirl, just a little shorty I was dealing with, took her to prom. Went to prom, dope night, great night. Come back, knocked out. Next thing I know, police is right in my bedroom in the group home, waking me up. My stupid ass got credit cards under my mattress, all type of shit. So I ended up getting bagged for that, man. That's when I was 17 then. Yeah, I was 17 then. That was my first time getting locked up. No, I wasn't 17. I'm lying. I was 16. Got locked up for that. I didn't really do time because I'd never been locked up before. But then they let me out. I'm fighting the case, did the same shit again, got bagged again. Another shit. Another big fight we had at the skating rink, Empire Skating Rink. This is when Fabs first started popping and shit. We find some Crip dudes or whatever, whatever. I get knocked for that. Then I go up north and do a bid. I
How
had
much was
got
the
five,
bed?
just five.
Yeah.
I ain't do nothing crazy. Yeah, I ended up the year I got knocked was when they first implemented post-release supervision. So back in
Okay.
the days, the only niggas that had parole was like drug charges, like split bids. Like you do a 2 to 4, you do your 2 years, you got 2 years left type shit. Violent offenses really didn't have parole back then. You get your time, whatever it is, you come home, you're Gucci. So when I got locked, they just implemented that shit. So I had 5 and 5. 5 years jail time, 5 years post release. So anyways, while I was up north, around this time, I didn't see my brother when I went to VA, but when I got back to New York, he was already locked up. So me and this nigga was playing tag. Like he'll be locked up, I'm home. Then I get locked up, he come home. So for like a good
Yeah,
2
like me and
years,
KB. Same like me and KB. I
it was
understand.
wild, bro. So for
Yeah.
like 2 years, we was both in and out, in and out, in and out. So anyways, back to your question of how I got to Valley, I had nieces with my brother and shit. So when I got a little bit older, I was really, really wilding on the blood shit at one point. Like I was bugging out. Like when I went to Rikers, bro, I'm sure you heard stories about Rikers, back in the days, gladiator school, all that. It was bad. And he used to write me kites and shit, sending it to Rikers, like, yo, calm down, nigga. Like I'm hearing your name up here, like chill out. And when I say calm down, bro, like I ain't gonna hold you. Even the work I do today, I think I went through identity crisis for a little bit of time because I was doing unnecessary shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like when I say unnecessary shit, I was popping on other homies just because I'm angry for no reason. I wasn't doing shit righteously. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you know how that go. Once a nigga go up north, nigga get a little more freedom. Niggas is waiting for you to come up top. You
Yeah.
feel me? So my brother was putting me on like, yo, niggas, chill out, like calm down, like relax. But the Rikers was different. Like we running the jail, not the police. We doing what we want to do down there. And then I think I made a bigger name for myself during that time. I went by Millimeter for a while. Everybody's calling me Meter and shit. But yeah, man, he was just writing me like, yo, I don't want you to like, I need you, you need to be under my wing. So when you get out, parole at this address.
Yeah.
And he told me you going to Rockland County. I'm like, what the fuck is Rockland County, nigga? Like, never heard of this shit a day in my life until he hit me. I swear to God. I've never been to Palisades Mall, never knew this shit existed until a nigga told me. So when he sent it to me, I ended up doing my parole shit. So at the time, he was dealing with a female out there, and I paroled to their crib. So that's how I got to Rockland. My brother pretty much told me to go there.
Mhm. And how did you find the transition? Was Rockland just not what you expected to be?
I ain't
Did you
gonna
even
lie,
have any
bro.
expectations of it?
What? Yeah. No, I don't got that. Use this. My fault. My son.
That's good.
Um, Rockland, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when I first got out, it was weird because I'm from the city. I'm used to the city life. I'm used to be able to maneuver. I'm used to the stores being open late. I think when I got out there, the only stores I used to have open was like the mini mart over there on fucking Main Street by the
Mhm.
chicken spot and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no corner stores, ain't none of that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? No, actually, when I first came home, I was staying with Monique, uh, his baby mom's, my sister Monique Parker, the Parkers and shit.
Mhm.
I was staying with her on Second Ave at first, and then I moved in with his wife later. But I think for like the first couple months, I really ain't like it, bro. Like it was weird. And then I was in Fred Heck. That shit looked like a prison yard to me. And I said, what the fuck? Like, what kind of projects is these? And then, I didn't really know nobody. You know what I'm saying? I only knew who my brother was telling me to link up with.
Yeah.
But I also felt like the people that my brother was linking up with really wasn't my speed. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't think I started liking it until, to keep it a buck, I think the shorties found out who I was after a while. You know? To keep it a buck. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I didn't have clout in Rockland. I didn't.
Yeah.
My name didn't ring bells in Rockland. You feel me? And that's what I was used to. I was used to being in places where people knew who the fuck I was. I was Fubu's brother in Rockland. I wasn't Nita.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
That
saying?
title be hurting sometimes. That's where we're
Yeah, nigga. I'm Fubu. I'm like, yo, I used to dead ass tell people, yo, say that shit again, I'm knocking you the fuck out. My name is Vic. Like, relax. But anyways, that's how I got up to Rockland. But it wasn't really until like I started dealing with a couple shorties. Well, I was like, all right, this shit ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
over here slinging dick everywhere and fucking. I was wilding, to keep it a buck with you. I was doing too much, you know what I'm saying? But I think after a minute, being on parole up there, having to go to Spring Valley Police Station to check in and all that,
Yeah.
then I started seeing a few other niggas that I was actually up north with that was
Yeah.
from Rockland. So when they started coming home, it was like, all right, bet shit should make a little bit more sense. You feel me?
Okay. So now you in Rockland. What's actually going on? I know this is the time we actually started running together. We actually met, and what were you into in Rockland? You was working, or what was you just doing? Just straight
Um,
street life.
I was doing odds and ends shits for parole. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I wasn't trying to work to keep it a buck, but like I said, my bread and butter when I was getting money was trafficking. Like that's another thing I was doing. I kind of skipped that whole part, but between stealing cars, going to chop shops, and doing my little trafficking shit, that's how I made my bread. So in Rockland, I'm sitting stagnant. You know what I'm saying? I can't really do much. I didn't even have a whip, which was weird to me. Like I didn't even have a whip when I was in New York, but I was still in cars. It was easy as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just working odds and end job, bro. Bullshit construction shit here and there, little warehouse shit, whatever, whatever. Um, but mainly I was fucking with the blood shit still. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be up in Newburgh a lot, going up to do shot shit, doing whatever my brother told me to do, keeping shit in check, keeping shit in line. And then I think around the time when I met you, I actually was hearing about you before I met you, believe it or not. Like for real, for real. You and your brother was wilding. Like you and your brother's names definitely was ringing bells because what I do remember is y'all was having a lot of beefs with other bloods.
Yep.
That was the crazy shit about it. Like I was, even though I said that I used to pop on other homies in jail and shit, I knew better than that. But when I used to hear y'all niggas' names, I used to be like, who the fuck is these little niggas? Like, what the fuck is going on? But I think around that time too is when me and Guns linked up. That was the other thing. Like when I got to Rockland, I'm a check-in type dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't really go to hoods, especially if I know it's big homies around. I'm gonna check in and see what it was. So
Yeah.
at one point, Guns was the big homie for West Coast sets. I was a big homie on the East Coast sets. Obviously, you had other hoods in Rockland, the Pyrus, the Captain of the Park niggas. And it was mad different opinions about all that shit. Let me turn this light on, bro. But it was mad different opinions on all these different hoods, and that's not something I was used to. Because in New York, we know everybody. Like you can't really fake the funk of who you are, who you ain't.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna hold you. I felt like Rockland was a bit different. Like Nyack Bloods was Nyack Bloods, Harrisville Bloods was Harrisville Bloods, Spring Valley. That shit was weird as fuck to me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Uh,
So when I met Guns, he kind of put a lot of shit in perspective for me. But I kind of no funny shit too. And shout out to all the Rockland niggas. I remember this is not no shade to nobody. I just felt like it wasn't no real motion in Rockland. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like everybody was just surviving. Where blood niggas in the city that I'm used to, every hood had a hustle. Every set had a hustle. We knew who had the weight. We knew who was the stick-up kids. We did. You feel what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
was a bit different for me, man. So, and this was like all really before I met you, because I think when I met you, I just came back from a violation. You know what I'm saying? So I was already out there for maybe 3 years or something like that, maybe 2 or 3 years before I actually met y'all.
Yeah, because I was in the juvie and I came out, and then
Yeah.
that's when, yeah.
Fuck
Let's go.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, so boom, so now you're in Rockland. We meet up. We're running with guns and everything. So when did the trouble with your case start with the last time? I don't even what was that?
Yeah. Yeah, we had that big case, the little gang shit. I mean, that shit was weird, bro. Like that whole time was weird. Um, even so, leading up to that case that we caught, prior to that, me and Guns was doing a lot of work in the hood of building truces. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother used to always tell me, we don't bang over colors. That's not, and I used to tell you that too. Like that's not
Yeah.
what we do. Like it ain't about colors. It's about building up our communities. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of had that mindset, even though I was still doing real dirt, but I never really cared about banging over colors so much. If you violate, you violate, you're gonna get dealt with. But for the most part, we didn't want to cause unnecessary beef. So for us, we were really trying to like Lagoon, all these niggas, you know what I'm saying? CPP niggas out in fucking Harrisburg. We was really building truces, like for real, for real. And like what was Sunday? I hate name dropping. That's why I hate doing that shit. But Crip dude, Smiley, dumb niggas, right?
Oh, yeah.
We built those truces with these niggas in RCC that the shit started in the jail and it stemmed out. So, we had a nice little run until one night. I don't know if you was there now. I think your brother was there. But one night we was all chilling in Fred Heck, and then we just hear mad gunshots. We're like, what the fuck is going on? So we run over to Bethune, and niggas is driving up the block, letting those shots. We don't know if they was letting those shots at somebody or just trying to scare niggas or whatever. But that's what kind of started like, all right, do we really got a truce or not? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even what street was that by that little side block that niggas used to go down off of fuck man. If you go towards the mini mart and you make like that left, Van Orden, that little side shit where that building was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad with these little niggas' names, but it was a couple little dudes over there, Haitian kids that knew some other dudes, and then they said it was Crip dudes driving through the neighborhood just shooting shit up. So I'm like, what the fuck? So, we sat down, we got a few dudes together to sit down and figure out how to deal with the shit. And we were like, yo, is niggas violating the truce or not? So anyways, that started that. And this was maybe like the year before we all got locked up. So moving forward to us getting knocked, a call came in that, somebody was threatening one of our homies. I'm not going to, well, I could say his name. It's not that serious. Somebody was threatening one of the homies, militant, and his kids and shit. That story's still up in the air, but apparently, somebody said they were going to shoot somebody up and kill his kids and all that shit. And we wasn't having that shit. And mind you, it's damn near close to the holidays, bro. Like, ain't nobody really doing that shit. At this point in time, we got our own little hustle up in Rockland. We getting low bag and nothing crazy. When I say, and what's funny too, bro? When I think about it, like, we were some broke ass blood niggas at one point. Like, yeah, nah, for real, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. You want my side of the story? I'm gonna give it to you. We was broke, nigga. Like, broke. You know what I'm saying? And when I say broke, I mean like we ain't had no kitties set up. We ain't have no emergency fund set up. We were just out there living life, happy to be gang affiliated. Like, the shit was wild, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I know. But again, though, that's not what I really came from. But I also think having so much fun in Rockland, and again, no shade to niggas in Rockland, I just settled in. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, leading up to the case, we got that call one night, and we was all chilling. I think we was getting ready to throw a holiday party up top. We did like a Christmas party up top at one of the homegirls' crib and like the first courtyard up there and shit, right? So we get the call. It's over at Kennedy Plaza by Spring Valley High School.
High school, yeah.
Oh man, worst day of our fucking lives. So we huddle up about this shit, like, oh, that's what these niggas at. So mind you, niggas is arguing on the phone and shit. Again, I'm not really saying names. I know you know who I'm talking about. They can tell their own version of whatever. But niggas arguing, and at the time, me and Guns is like the oldest niggas there. So we like, so what we doing, B? Niggas is threatening kids. We gonna pull up. And that's my word, bro. Like dead ass. We didn't pull up to do nothing, like to hurt niggas. We pulled up to see if we still had a truce or not. We pulled up to holler at dudes like, yo, check your peoples. We gonna check ours. We gonna keep it pushing. But, we came ready for whatever. And when we got there, we was told the cameras in the building didn't work. That's what we was told. You know what I'm saying? Not that we really cared, because again, we only went to go talk to niggas. So niggas pull up, we get some whips, pull up, get to the building and shit. And I swear to God, bro, I remember when we walked in the building door, like the first shit, some camera right in the corner. We walking in and shit. I'm staring dead at the camera, like in my head, like, does that shit work or not? Like, we walk up in and shit. So long story short, we ended up going up the staircase and shit, because niggas, as niggas arguing on the phone, niggas dropped their location, like, oh, y'all niggas about to like pull up. We were like, all right, we're gonna pull up. So, man, we get up in the staircase and shit. We actually started talking, like trying to figure shit out. We was in the staircase for a couple minutes, maybe like 3-5 minutes, trying to chop it up and see what's going on. Next thing I know, I can't remember who threw a punch, but somebody threw a punch. I don't know if it was our side or their side, but somebody threw a punch. All hell broke loose. Shit crazy. As the fight's starting out, it's like 11 of us, maybe like 9 of them. And you know how we used to give it a, hey, it's whatever. So as the fight's happening, the fight spills from the staircase into the street. I mean, into the hallway of the building and shit. So now everything on camera. You know what I'm saying? During the fight, one young man, he ended up getting hurt pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Crip dude, whatever. He got hurt pretty bad to the point where he had to be airlifted out of there to Westchester Medical. You know what I mean? I ended up running like a different way. We fighting like 4 other dudes. I think the nigga's name was like B, some kid named Ace, some other little dudes, bunch of little Crip dudes. And the funny shit is Ace, I don't bang over colors. I knew who the son was. I've been to who he was. He was dating one of my best friend's little sisters, Kathleen. Gary, remember Gary?
Yeah.
He was dating his sister. We used to always see the little nigga. Never had a problem with the nigga. So anyways, son got hemmed up, whatever. So mind you, I'm skipping a lot of it, obviously, but from the fight, we get up out of there. All right, we handle business, we gone. But we all like still shocked, like, what the fuck? Why did it have to go that far? You know what I'm saying? We thinking the cameras don't work. We thinking ain't nobody telling, ain't nobody saying nothing. But unbeknownst to us, niggas know what's happening. Like the police is on us and we don't even know.
I told you because I at that time I was sitting in the county for my charge, my gang assault and everything, and I heard about it. I'm like, what is wrong with the like? Why would y'all go there? And y'all know that they already told on us. It's like, like everybody knew about it.
I promise you, bro, we didn't. And again, I think we were naive. We were naive to think that it wasn't gonna escalate. You know what I'm saying? But real shit, like all jokes aside, man, like guns, you know how we move. Like, yeah, we will put it down if we have to, but for the most part, we wanted to party, fuck bitches, and chill and keep the peace. That's really what you see how we used to move in Fred Heck. And Fred Heck, we could walk in anybody's apartment at any given time. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody fucked with us.
Yeah.
If shit's happening in the hood, we had elder people calling me Gun's phone, like, yo, such and such doing this, they fighting, come stop them. And we used to pull up and stop it. So that's not how we honestly move. Like, yeah, it was always an incident that needed to get dealt with a check. But for the most part, we were really trying to keep peace. At least I was. I know for a fact me and Guns definitely was, right? Yeah. Some people might say, nah. Some people might say, nah, this nigga's a fucking beast. But from that situation, bro, I ain't going to hold you. It taught me a lot. Like, for real. It taught me a lot about who I was surrounding myself around, even how I dealt with shit. Because we ended up all getting locked up right before Christmas. I ended up having to report to parole one day, and I'm sitting in a fucking little aisle, and I'm like, why is PO looking at me like that? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I felt it, like, for real. Like, I'm dead ass sitting there waiting to check in, and I see these niggas, you know how they all sit up there like judges and shit?
Yeah.
These niggas whispering to each other, and I see my PO look dead at me. So I'm sitting there, I heard a noise behind me, I look over, I see a Springback police dude just standing by the door. I'm like, what the fuck is... And I promise you, that's my word. I did not think they was coming for me at all. So my PO come to me, he like, yo, let's go do a urine test. I'm like, all right, nigga, get up. You know, you gotta walk out to go to the bathroom on the side. I'm walking out towards the bathroom. These niggas bum rush me. Ronnie, that bitch ass nigga. Him, what was the other big Spanish nigga? Newberg. Rush me, nigga, slam me on the floor. Like, for real. Like, I banged my head on the floor and everything. Like, you got anything? I'm at parole. Why would I have? What the fuck is up with y'all? I'm like, what's this about? You know what it's about. I'm like, nah, nigga. But mind you, you know the history. Like, Ronnie Ben had it out for my brother. Ben had it out for me. All them niggas was on our dick. The other detective chick, they was just wilding, bro. But anyway, like I said, the story that it taught me was the shit hurt. That case hurt because it didn't ruin my reputation, but it put a stain on my reputation for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, too, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I think a lot of people need to know how to deal with it because sometimes our egos get in the way of shit. Like during that case, a lot of dudes like, oh, Vic is telling me, Vic is doing this, Vic is saying, I'm like, what the fuck? But I didn't know till later though. You feel me? So mind you, out of all of us, I was the only one that did it big before. I was the only one that was up north out of that whole crew.
Yeah. Out of all
so,
of us,
but mind you, when I got locked up, I'm still on parole. So fast forward to now, we all fighting the case and shit. These niggas offer me 18 years off rip because now I'm a predicate felon. The exact
I
same,
remember.
I promise you, the exact same way that I got locked up this time was the exact same thing I got locked up for when I first ever got locked up. The exact same way. Gun, attempted robbery, assault in the first degree. It's the same shit. I'm like, first of all, I didn't try to rob them, but you know how they do. They be making shit look like we went to do
pile
all
on
type of
charges,
shit.
and see which one sticks.
Yeah, they was tweaking. So when I say the shit taught me a lot, because mind you know how tight. Me and Guns is tight. Thank God, today we're good friends. Like that's still my dog. But we went through a stint where we couldn't talk. He's in B wing in RCC. I'm in C wing, and the mumbling's starting to happen. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm starting to hear people from the streets like, "Yo, what's going on?" Niggas said you was telling. I'm like, how am I telling? I'm going to trial. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And I get niggas was younger then, and nobody probably understood certain shit. But then even with you and Jackal, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not upset anymore. I was back there because I was hot. Nigga.
Yeah, because 4 Pound was saying that he had the paperwork saying that where you had said, "Oh, we had the truce," and then we broke the truce. Us three, me, Shamar, and Jackal broke the truce with them when that incident happened.
So the funny thing is too, like, I didn't know this till I came back out. I didn't know none of that. Only thing I knew was, well, for one, I heard niggas saying that I was telling on Guns. And I'm like, how the fuck am I telling on Guns? Y'all niggas took plea bargains. I'm literally going to trial. Me telling y'all don't help me at all. Like, what the fuck is it doing for me? You feel what I'm saying? So I wasn't really thinking about it because at the end of the day, I'm literally facing 18 years. Like, there was no lesser charge for me. I mean, no lesser offer, nothing. So I had my own shit going on. But then fast forward, me and Guns end up seeing each other up north. He was in Franklin, I think. They sent me up to Bear Hill. So both our names ring bells in different ways and shit. But he was up there a little bit longer than I was. So when I pulled up, I'm sending kites to the nigga shit. And then they actually transferred him over to Bear Hill, but I was in the annex. He was in the main. So we sending kites to each other. And we didn't really have smoke, but we didn't want to talk to each other. And it was weird, bro, because everybody who knew us knew how close we was. So it was almost like a ticking time bomb. Like, we don't know who's going to make the first move. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was to the point where, like, I had homies up north riding with me. He had mad homies riding with him. And we thought a war was going to happen for a minute. But like I said, for anybody listening to this shit, man, I think we ended up putting our own pride and egos to the side. And, I ended up still, even though I beat the trial, I still had to do a parole violation because of the time of day the incident happened. It was past my curfew. And then on camera, they see me with a weapon. So I was in violation. But anyways, really quick before you got to go too, bro. When I got home from my violation, no bullshit. I think the third day I was home, I went to my lawyer's office. I was like, yo, shout out to David and Rain too. He got me off that trial, nigga. That shit, there was mad newspapers articles about that every week.
They was gonna slay you. If they could have put you there,
they was wilding.
Yeah.
But I ended up going to the lawyer. I got copies of all my paperwork, everything. I got CDs, like, till this day, like I said, me and Gun still talk. He still got it. I sent him all the paperwork. He wasn't even home yet. Yeah. It got to the point where his mom loved everybody. She wouldn't even talk to me. Like, for real, for real. So I went to the crib. I said, listen, I ain't gonna say his mom's name and shit. I said, listen, Ma, this is something I need to get delivered to Chris. Get it sent for me, please. And it was a big, how you get the up north plastic bags, come home with. I had the big ass bag with everything, nigga. And I document everything like, here, take it. Let me know what I told my nigga. Mm-hmm. But then back to y'all, now that I'm home, I'm hearing from other people, oh, Vic said something about some robbery or some shit. And I was like, nah. But then when I went back and looked at the paperwork, what was that detective's name? The black chick. Not Gray. What the fuck was her name? The black detective from Spring Valley, the female.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. But shorty, her. See, they mix my shit up. Like, I never mentioned, I don't name drop. That's not what I do. But I did tell them about the troops. And then they said, well, how did they get broke? I didn't realize that some of the questions they was asking me, they must have been investigating something else with y'all. That shit didn't have nothing to do with me. So when I found out about it, and I was like, oh, she violated.
Yeah,
So
because
then when I
they were still
well,
trying to get us. They didn't have the evidence until after Ashim and them got caught up with the
yeah,
got caught up with the guns and all that. But listen, bro,
yeah.
we gonna have to make a part two. I gotta go.
Nah, yo, all jokes aside, for the people that's watching, y'all don't understand. Like, a lot of shit went down, and this ain't even clearing the air because I'm happy that dudes are doing what they got to do now. But for anybody from Rockland that know these times, that want to understand some shit, yeah, bro, we need a part two ASAP. Like, for real,
That's
for
a
real.
fact. Thank you for coming on, bro. And I definitely appreciate what you're doing out there in the community. Anytime you want to come on, just share whatever is going on, up to date, current events. You're more than welcome to. Until next
Don't want your
time,
wig split.
you already know
Checking
American
niggas off my
Felon
hit
TV.
list.
We
From the
out.
trenches with the young
Thank you,
boys
bro.
are
You're ready.
senseless.
You're ready, bro.
Did 2 in the cell, fake friends scheming, but I stay true to myself. Keep playing. You gonna see what I'm about.